Ryan Sampson there. Marilyn Monroe was a size 14. So there you go. Did you know that?
Oh, well, apparently, because Ryan Sampson told me so.
You like that song, don't you?
I do.
In, he does his little jiggy dance.
Do you know who wrote that song?
Who?
I can't remember.
Well, don't ask me the question and then tell me. Pat somebody.
Someone.
We'll have to.
I can't remember his name now, Pat. But he also wrote the Sayo song, you know. Can you stick a Sayo in your gob in one go?
No.
Can you put it in there without breaking the corners off? Anyway, someone that may know all of that because she's got a fantastic song and it reminds me about our little road trip last year.
That's right, because we stopped at Dunedoo.
We did. We had lunch.
Best meal ever.
We had lunch on the Saturday afternoon at Dunedoo Hotel, and we are talking, of course, about Kathy Coleman, and her new single is Dunedoo Station. Welcome, Kathy.
Hello, Tracy and Darren.
Hey, Kathy. We were talking about this because we did stop, and you know when you go on holidays, all you want is a home-cooked meal, and you just can't find it anywhere. Well, we found it at the Dunedoo. Now, I can't remember.
Dunedoo Hotel.
The hotel there, Dunedoo.
Was it the Royal Hotel or the other one?
It was the one that had a really good meal.
It was on the left-hand side as we went through. The first one we came to, on the left-hand side.
Yep, no, it's lovely, and it's a little country town, and it's just got a pub and a service station, cafe and IGA and a church and a school, and that's it.
And they
population 834 people.
Oh, well, it's absolutely beautiful, beautiful little town, and I can tell you, you go to the pub there and you get a beautiful home-cooked meal. It was awesome.
It's lovely. Yeah, it's great that you know where Dunedoo is, because most people don't.
Well, it's about an hour, I think, out of Dubbo from memory, something like that, an hour or two out of Dubbo.
Yeah, and also Mudgee. It's fairly about 45 minutes from Mudgee as well.
But a beautiful, beautiful little town.
We were heading to the zoo. We were heading to the Dubbo Zoo, and we thought we'll stop in at the Dunedoo Hotel, and it was fantastic. And of course, Dunedoo Station. How did the song about the historical accounts of the Dunedoo Station come about for you?
Yeah, it was really it wasn't planned. It was totally unplanned. And when I first started releasing my first album, I contacted all of the radio stations, as you do, to try and get to know the announcers and get some airplay. And I contacted the Three Rivers radio station in Dunedoo, and got to know the gentleman there, and his name was Ken, and we kept in contact over the years since my first album was released, and he contacted me and said that they were having a celebration for 100 years of the railway coming to Dunedoo, and it would be great if there could be a song written about that. And I said, oh, okay. I said, well, I'll try. And he came up to Newcastle with his wife and met me at McDonald's, and we sat and had a coffee and a cake, and he gave me all the photos on disc of the historical photos of back in 1910, all the way through, and all of the information that I needed. And I didn't write a song straight away, but a few months later I sat down and just had all of the information and all the photos out on the table, and by the end of the day I'd written that song.
So have you actually visited Dunedoo at all? Have you been down to the station?
Yes, so I've been back because I was born in Dunedoo.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
There you
go. Yeah, so my family was...
country girl.
Yeah, so my family was from Dunedoo. My mum was from Cobra, and then her family moved into Dunedoo, and then my father's from Coolah, so I've still got relatives that live in Dunedoo and Coolah.
Beautiful.
So I go back there often, and I've been back with my hubby Kelvin to do 2 gigs, and they just love Dunedoo Station, and I'm just so lucky. They love me, and they love my albums, and they love that song, and they're just right behind it, and it's just so beautiful.
It's one of the things that John Williamson's made a big success over the years of being regional with people, isn't it? Writing songs about people's area, because there might only be 863 of them, but at the end of the day, they've got a story to tell, and it deserves to be told, doesn't it?
They do, and it's just beautiful, and it's beautiful that you can tap into that and really touch people's lives. And when we went back, the last gig we did was back this year in probably about September. We did our last show there, and in the song there's a train drover that's called George Denman, and his daughter-in-law came to my show, and she came up at the end and introduced herself. And it was just beautiful. And now I've got her email address. She's on my Facebook. And it's just so beautiful because, you know, George isn't here any longer, but his family still are. And they just love that song, and they're just so proud of it, that he's in there.
Isn't it? Must have made you feel so special when she came up and said that to you.
It did. I was just overwhelmed, and got a photo with her. And it's just beautiful, yeah, to know that, you know, there's real people in those songs and it's about their town, and, yeah, they're just really proud.
Now, Kathy, you're a songwriter, singer, aren't you?
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to ask, but you probably wouldn't have a clue how many songs you've written over your lifetime. But quite a few, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably a few hundred.
Yeah, a couple have gone in the bin, but have we kept all of our songs? Like, you know, the ones that you think, oh no, that's terrible. But do you still keep it aside there just in case one day you can tweak it?
I do. I mean, I still write in just an exercise book, and I've got a few exercise books full of songs. And they stay there, you know, and then I just pick out the ones that I think are best to go on an album and that will relate to people out in radio land, and they're the ones that get recorded. But yeah, there's some songs that you write that will never get recorded, and you know they'll always just stay in that book.
Yeah, but they're the ones that you sing around the campfire when you go back to Dunedoo.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Now, talking about songwriting, you've entered a lot of songwriting because they're all coming up to the award stages at the moment. How are we travelling so far?
Yeah, so the first lot of songwriting finalists that have been announced is the Australian Songwriting Awards, and they were announced at the end of October, and I've made it through in 5 sections.
Whoa, well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, very happy about that. It's fantastic. And Dunedoo Station has made it through in the Australian section.
Oh, awesome.
Well, that's terrific. It's great to see that. It's great to see such a great response for a local song that a lot of people can relate to. And I imagine that's something that is relatable to the towns that do have stories very similar, whether it's Dunedoo, but the story that the town was put on the map thanks to a railway station.
Yeah, it was, and yeah, it's just a bit of history, and it just shows how progress changes things. And you know, some people might think it's a bit sad, but others, you know, enjoy the moving along with progress and the benefits that it brings. But some people don't like it. But it's nice to capture that moment in time, you know, with the people and have it recorded, you know, and they love it. They've all brought my albums, and they just love Dunedoo Station. And when we go back to Dunedoo, I've got a slideshow of all the photos that we play while we're singing Dunedoo Station.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and they love it. It's just, it's really special. It's just really special. And, you know, I didn't set out to write this song to win songwriting awards or anything like that. It was just totally unexpected, and I was asked to write the song, and I wrote it, and it's just going really well. And it won the Canberra Songwriting Award in the Australian section last year. And yeah, I think it's a really special song, and so it should hopefully win a few more awards.
Well, I can see a lot of awards coming from Kathy Coleman, because you're one of the songwriters that can really write. If you look at the song Hot and Bothered, and then we go from that to Dunedoo Station, it's a completely different genre of country music, isn't it?
It is. I've got a lot of styles within my album.
Yes, and it's just sort of like, okay, well, we want to hear this sort, and it's just all there in one. And that must be very hard to do, because a lot of people get stuck on one style, and that's it. They can't seem to break away. But you seem to do it quite easily. When we listen, you know, from one end of the album to the other, people go, "Oh, they're the same people. What's going on here?" And yeah, it is. It's very interesting to listen to the entire album from start to finish.
Yeah, there's traditional songs on there. There's a contemporary song, a bush ballad, a lot of different styles, but still within the country music genre. But I just sit, when I write, I just sit down and the song just comes, and I don't try to write in a particular style. The song tells me how it's going to be written, and I'm just so lucky that happens when I'm in the zone, and it happens. You know, the words come and the music comes, and yeah, it's just it's a wonderful thing, you know, to be able to write songs, and I just love it, and I'm so glad that I found that I was able to do that.
You're one of the blessed.
Well, we might sit back now and have a listen to something that was 101 years in the making.
Oh, very clever.
And we might talk about and have a listen now. This is Kathy Coleman and Dunedoo Station. Kathy, thanks for joining us tonight. Good luck with the album. Good luck with all
these awards coming up.
All the awards coming up, and everyone. I hope you can relate somewhere to the Dunedoo Station story, whether it's whether you've been like us through Dunedoo or through a little town that survives thanks to the railway.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, Tracy and Darren, for inviting me on, and it's been wonderful.
You're very welcome. We'll catch up with you early next year and see exactly how we went with the Songwriting Awards over these next couple of months.
That'd be great. Thank you.